Hey guys, how you doing today? It's Barb with Gossip Gals. I have a very sad story. I believe it's a sad story. A very, not something that happens all the time, but it is something that has happened a few hours from where I live in the state of Pennsylvania. And I find it very scary. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that for you guys. So, authorities fear a woman in western Pennsylvania who disappeared while looking for her cat may have been swallowed by a sinkhole. A phenomenon likely caused by mine substance. Search and rescue crews have not seen or heard anything from 64-year-old Elizabeth Pollard since she disappeared on the evening of Monday, December 2nd. Now, her family members reported her missing at about 1 a.m. on Tuesday, December 3rd. Her car was located early Tuesday behind a restaurant, and it just so happens that her 5-year-old granddaughter was with her and thankfully was found inside the car. She was fine. The search team discovered a shoe in the sinkhole that is believed to belong to Elizabeth. Extensive search efforts by police, firefighters, search and rescue personnel, and mining experts have not revealed any signs of life. The cameras that were ran through the mine, the different sound devices, we've had no signs of any form of life or anything that would help indicate. Okay, so I'm going to get back into that. Sorry you had to hear my guys freak out that way. But anyway, as I was saying, different cameras that were run through the mine and different sound devices showed that there were no signs of life of any form that would help indicate that there was a glimmer of hope to continue to try and push and be aggressive with the potential of risky harm to others. Now, around the same time that Elizabeth went missing is when this sinkhole appeared. It was about 20 feet from where she parked her car, and that is what raised their fears that, it was so close to where her car was parked and she was out walking. More than likely, it was probably getting dark at that point. It is getting dark where I am at that point. So anyway, the search for Elizabeth did continue on December 4th. However, authorities conceded their efforts are now a recovery mission. The decision was made after authorities concluded that the abandoned mine property where the search is occurring is in danger of collapsing. Authorities said, "I know we have a lot of hopes, and maybe there still is a glimmer of hope. But based off of oxygen levels being a little bit lower down there, even though we've pumped oxygen into the mine, it's lower than what you would want for someone to try and sustain life." The search now goes from around the clock to dawn till dusk. Equipment will still be used to continue to excavate the site and attempt to stabilize the portion of the mine near the sinkhole. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection believes the substance that created the sinkhole was caused by historic mining in the abandoned Marguerite Mine, which was last operated by H.C. Frick Coke Company in 1952. So 72 years ago. So, sinkholes are not always associated with mining, though. In 2013, a man was killed when a sinkhole opened up beneath his home in central Florida, where the porous limestone base gives rise to thousands of sinkholes every year. A sinkhole is an area of ground that has no natural external surface drainage and can form when the ground below the land surface can no longer support the land above. The land usually stays intact for a period of time until the underground spaces just get way too big. If there's not enough support for the land above the spaces, then a sudden dramatic collapse of the land surface can happen. Sinkholes are most common in what geologists call karst terrain, which involves types of rock, including limestone, below the land surface that can naturally be dissolved by groundwater circulating through them. They can also happen due to old underground mines. Sinkholes can range in the size from just a few feet wide to ones that cover a vast area spanning hundreds of acres. The hole that may have swallowed Elizabeth Pollard was just the size of a manhole cover when it was discovered. The most damage from sinkholes tends to occur in Florida, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Pennsylvania. Great, so 2 places where I've lived. Fatalities are rare, and a giant sinkhole in southern Illinois swallowed the center of a soccer field built on top of a limestone mine, taking down a large pole and leaving a gaping hole where dozens of kids play. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But now in 2023, the sinkhole that the 2013 fatality swallowed 37-year-old Jeff Bush in suburban Tampa, Florida, reopened for a 3rd time, but it was behind a chain link fence and caused no harm to people or property. But how scary is that? I mean, that thing's just going to keep opening bigger and bigger all the time. And how, it swallowed his property. So I'm assuming he had neighbors. Aren't they afraid that their house is going to be, I don't know, guys. I'd be so scared. Jeff's body was never recovered, and a large sinkhole opened up in 2020 in South Dakota near where a man was mowing his lawn. That just scares the death out of me. Testing revealed a large, improperly sealed mine beneath part of the housing subdivision, a 40-foot deep pit mine in another corner of the neighborhood. A large sinkhole that swallowed an oil field equipment and some vehicles in southeastern Texas in 2008 expanded in 2023 when another sinkhole developed and joined the first one. So guys, listen, it's not a long story, but I thought it was one worth mentioning. If you have any comments or anything, questions, please leave them down below. I would appreciate that. If you have not already done so, can you please subscribe to my channel? I would greatly appreciate it. And in the meantime, hit that thumbs up button and that notification bell. And until next time, peace.